What's up everyone? Welcome once again to the channel. It's your boy Luis and today we are talking about Miss Universe Philippines 2025, the preliminary competition, specifically about my top 12 evening gown standouts. I already made a video about the swimsuit competition during prelims, so if you haven't watched that, watch it right after this one so you can find out who my standouts are as well. But today we're just gonna focus on the evening gown performance, the ladies who gave us something different, who added to the performance, how they approached this particular challenge, and as usual, I'll share my comments, thoughts, opinions, and all of those things with you guys. The only thing that I'm gonna ask from you is that if you enjoyed this, then go ahead and drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and be part of the conversation in the comment section down below. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first girl that I would like to highlight on the list goes to Miss Banguet. She came out looking extremely beautiful in her silver evening gown with a little bit of a nude illusion going on. Honestly, I feel like there has been a different moment in the competition where I saw her wearing something similar. I believe it was during the evening gown photo shoot challenge. So she came out with a similar look. Nonetheless, she looks extremely beautiful here. I think that it really complements her silhouette very well and just highlights her facial and physical beauty as well. When you combine those things with a very regal, soft, elegant performance, I think that she deserved her spot within the top 12, most definitely. Moving on, we have Miss Bagio City, who came out looking incredible in a combination dress with some silver motifs on the dress and very beautiful shade of blue wrapped around her shoulders and going all the way back to the train of the dress. So, I mean, just absolutely beautiful. I really like this look on her. I think that she looks very pretty, very feminine, very delicate. Although on a personal level, on a personal preference, I would say I do like the dress to be a little bit more elaborate. So although this is more on the simple side, I think that it fits Miss Bagio City very well, and it just kind of captures her aura, her essence. So it was still strong enough to put her within that top 12 of the competition, in my humble opinion. Moving on, let's talk about Miss Camigin, who came out looking beautiful in pink, giving us the Barbie fantasy, the Marilyn Monroe fantasy, the Madonna material girl fantasy. Such a girly, feminine evening gown that there is no other option than to acknowledge it and recognize the craftsmanship of the designer. I like the fact that the dress kind of creates the illusion of a bow tie with the back part, which is very playful because it gives that a layer of like bow tie and girly girl, but it's also kind of serves as sleeves, as you can see her here putting the hands within the fabric to kind of create the illusion that it's some sort of sleeve that she is carrying. The dress itself, it's pretty simple but very well crafted, slightly see-through. I love the combination of the pink with the silver, with the silver lining as well. And honestly, I feel like one of the best parts of this entire thing was simply Miss Camigin's performance. It was regal, it was slow-paced, it was very elegant, which I thought contrasted so well with this particular gown. So, no complaints. You nailed it, girl. Now, let's talk about Miss Isabella, who came out giving us a very versatile look here with a gown that has a lot of movement, a lot of shine, some feathers. Honestly, I really like the versatility of this look because it's kind of appropriate for a pageant stage, but at the same time, I could see this on a runway, I could see this on a red carpet, so it's a very versatile evening gown. If you look at the lower part of the dress, we have once again a little bit of a see-through illusion going on. We have some crystals and stones on the dress in the form of French, so it kind of adds movement. It makes everything super dynamic. I like the fit, and honestly, overall, I feel like similar to my previous comment on the previous contestant, it was also the performance. This night, Miss Isabella was really on her A game. I also recognize her performance during the swimsuit round on my video about the swimsuit round, so you can go and watch that as well. But I felt like she carried the right energy, the right intention during this particular performance for the evening gown during prelims. So let me know if you agree with me in the comment section down below. Now let's talk about Miss Cebu City, who I thought did an incredible job in such a different way, and let me elaborate on that. I mean, on my other video about swimsuit, I kind of explained that she was kind of a surprise for me because it wasn't really up until now that I started noticing her and seeing how solid her performance is. I don't know what's the reason, maybe because we're getting close to finals, but suddenly there is a fire that it's coming out of nowhere, and I'm really enjoying it. Honestly, this look that she brought for prelims is not necessarily your most pageant look that you would expect, although there are a couple of hints here and there that might give you some references. The black fabric around the waistline, it just kind of reminiscent a little bit of Krishna a couple of years ago at Miss Universe Philippines. But overall, this is not what comes to mind when I think of a pageant gown. It's more of an elegant dress. And to be honest, I really like that. I really enjoyed it because she came out with such a different energy than everyone else. I think that she adapted her performance to the look, and in a way it just allowed her to set herself apart from everyone else rather than being overshadowed by some of these other girls who have like the longest capes and so many crystals and everything shines and it's huge. She came out with something simple, elegant, regal, and she sold it with the performance, which is the most important thing in my opinion. So most definitely I think that she earned her spot within my top 12. Let me know if you agree with that. We are halfway through my list and the next spot goes to Miss Oriental Mindoro. Girl, you know what? She's the perfect example that sometimes you have to give people something to talk about. I mean, let's be quite honest here. Let's be unbiased and just analyze everything. When you look at the evening gown per se, it's not really a standout. It's not the most unique evening gown that we have seen. It's nothing that we haven't seen before, actually, right? However, when we look at the veil that she's wearing on the head, suddenly we have an element that is not something that we would expect on a pageant competition, especially the dimensions of this veil and also the way that she was able to sell it on stage through the performance. I mean, from the moment that she walked out, this veil started, picking up with the wind and just with the breeze, and it just created like a whole momentum that it was a magical experience. So sometimes when I tell you guys that, sometimes it's not so much about what you're wearing, but how you present it, how you perform, what you do with it on stage. I think that Miss Oriental Mindoro was the perfect example of this. Because in my opinion, there are other girls who have way more complex, intricate evening gowns, but the way that she was able to present it and finalize it with simply one element, it just sold it for me. I bought the fantasy because I enjoyed the performance. Please create another magical moment like this for finals. I'm begging. All right, so up next we have the extremely solid Miss Laguna, who came out looking pretty in yellow, giving us a quintessential, pageant look, pageant dress, from the styling, the hair, the makeup, the poses, the performance, and the gown itself. This is traditional pageantry, what we love, what we like. I think that Eloisa is very smart about, her assets, her strengths, and the things that she knows she can do well, because both for the evening gown competition and the swimsuit round, she played into those strengths. Here, with this particular gown, I mean, it's a standout, simply put. She knew that she will be able to sell it through the performance. I mentioned before that she has beautiful long legs. This gown really showcases that as well. And she gave us a variation, from the swimsuit round when she had the long hair and just like the wavy look. It was a little bit more appropriate for the evening gown, for the swimsuit round competition. Here, she even gave us a change in the hairstyle. So I can appreciate her for going the extra mile and just giving us diversity, something every single time discovering a new aspect of who she is. So by all means, this was a standout. All right, up next at number 4, we have Miss Montin Lopa, Winwin Marquez, looking absolutely breathtaking in this evening gown, which by the way reminds me a lot of the universe concept, like the dark blue color of the gown with so many, silver, golden, little details, stones, gems, stones, you name it. I mean, it's just such an intricate look, which makes her look incredible. Winwin is known for being a performer. People love to call her the Latina Slayer of the Philippines because she can go head to head with the Latinas who are incredible performers. And I knew that Winwin had to come up with something that could embody that, I like this selection of her dress because it's very elegant, it's regal, feels luxurious, accompanied with the accessories, the earrings, the necklace. Everything goes well hand in hand, but also the lower part of the dress has so much movement with the fringe and just, it's fun to watch. This woman knows how to walk, she knows how to strut on stage. So all of those elements, the gown is actually working with her to make her stand out on stage. So I thought this was remarkable and by all means, one of my favorite performances of the night. Let me know down below if you enjoyed her performance as well. Up next, we have Atisa Manalo, who I thought just looked incredible. Honestly, this is what I've been asking for from Atisa. Go back to my first video that I made about Atisa a couple of weeks ago when she announced that she was joining, and then I made another video talking about the styling and where she should go in terms of like her looks and what she wears on stage. And I feel like this dress is kind of like the best of both worlds. This is a new version of Atisa. It's a modern version. It's a more mature Atisa. She's a woman now. She's in power. She has been going through so many different things, both on her personal life through her business or in her pageant career after Miss International, going to Miss Cosmo and all of that. So it's the comeback of Atisa. But one thing that I always say is that I don't want her to lose her essence, that soft side, that elegant side that she had in the very beginning when she was, the winner of Binibining Pilipinas International and then first runner-up at Miss International. That was what set Atisa apart from everyone else, and I don't think that she should lose that essence. This dress gives me that. The soft color, the elegance, it's regal, it's subtle, it's not on your face, but it's enough of a standout. I feel like even in terms of performance, Atisa kind of toned it down a little bit compared to her performance last year at Miss Universe Philippines and even her performance at Miss Cosmo. You can tell that, the girl is just kind of embracing who she is and going with the flow, not trying too hard. I also mentioned that during the swimsuit presentation that, Atisa is simply being effortless. She's not trying to convince anyone of anything, simply putting her best foot forward. Some people might ask for a little bit more energy. For me, I think that at this point in the competition, it's okay because this is enough to get her to the final cut, and then we'll see what she can deliver to surprise us during finals. But there has to be a surprise, okay? Give us a little bit more for finals. I'm going to give my third position to Miss The Gig, Katrina Legado, who honestly, in all fairness and putting all bias aside, I think that she had the most surprising moment of the night. In terms of her look for this particular gown, no one even came close to delivering something like this on stage. From the design to the proportions to just the materials that were used in this particular gown, she had such a unique offering that you cannot deny it, that she was the surprise of the night. The reason, now, I'll just tell you why she's at number 3. I felt like the gown was a little bit more on the stiff side. It was maybe a little bit more difficult for her to walk and to present it in such a, effortless way, subtle way, like there wasn't so much of a flow because the gown was so stiff. But this gown, the photos and the videos that you guys have seen online, it doesn't do its justice. It was blinding. Like this gown was shining so bright under the lights that she just looks like a star. In terms of beauty, I have been praising Katrina since the beginning of this competition, even putting her at number 1 in a lot of different activities and challenges all throughout the pageant. So I think that she is really in her element as of right now. If you want to hear my comments about her on the swimsuit round, you can go and check it out on the other video. But for this particular round, honestly, if it wasn't for the mobility issue, I think that she could have easily been my number 1 pick for the batch. But I'll just remain unbiased and be fair and take those things into consideration. But nonetheless, remarkable. At number 2, I will give it to Ilana Marie Aduana representing Sinilo and Laguna. Whew, one of my fan favorites. I cannot hide it. I cannot, call it anything else. I've been very vocal about this. I love Ilana, and I think that she nailed it for the evening gown. She played into all of her strengths, her physical beauty. The gown was revealing. She gave us an interesting exotic color going with a shade of orange that honestly I didn't see anyone else during finals giving us this particular color. We had the fabric coming from the shoulders, so that added movement and just added to the show part of the presentation. Iliana's energy is always unmatched, and of course the attention to detail and just look at the work on this particular gown is really remarkable. Ultimately, I feel like it's all about her performance, how she presents herself, her confidence, and all of those things. Because although this is a beautiful, beautiful gown, you can put it on a girl who doesn't know how to sell it, who doesn't know how to perform in it, or who simply doesn't have the confidence to put herself out there and deliver such a magnificent look, and it wouldn't work. Ilana is a professional at what she does, and honestly, I think she will be a great representative at any competition. At this point, of course, we always hope for like a Miss Universe crown, but wherever Ilana is sent, she's a pro. She can do it, you know? All right, and my number one pick goes to Miss Sultan Kudara, Chelsea Fernandez. Chelsea, being the quintessential pageant performer that she is, made sure to give us an incredible performance all throughout the night, both in the swimsuit round and in the evening gown presentation. I really wanted to take this moment to just highlight her, because I think that sometimes we are so distracted with so many different girls that I think it's important to remind ourselves that Chelsea is bringing something so unique to the table in terms of her performance, in terms of her technique. It's so polished. It's so like perfect. There isn't anything to change about Chelsea's performance. Physically, she looks incredible, and overall, I feel like this gown suits her so well. From the fitting of it to the areas that it highlights, you know, showing the leg, showing a little bit of the bust, showing the beautiful shoulders, even adding interesting elements on the neck. I like the flat, long hair. I like the volume of the lower part of the dress, and even the attention to detail with the shoe selection, going with something that fits perfectly what she's wearing. As I mentioned before, usually I don't just look at the gown or at the performance or individual aspects. I look at the overall packaging. And I think that out of all of the girls that I saw during this particular competition, Chelsea really came out with the most polished package. The walk, the beauty, the styling, the craftsmanship of the gown, and the overall presentation on stage. So that's why I'm giving her my number one spot. Now, you guys, let me know down below in the comment section, what do you think about my comments, my feedback? Do you agree? Is there someone that you will put further, lower, add to the list, or remove? I'll be reading you down in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you very soon, as tomorrow is the finals of Miss Universe Philippines. So we'll talk about that for sure. Take it easy and see you on the next one.